Hello, hola, bienvenidos. As you guys can see from the title, today I am doing something fun and exciting, and I'm not doing it by myself. As you guys can see from the title, today we're doing 20 favorites from 20 different brands. I have my list down here, so that's why I'm looking down here. My friend here, Kelly from K Bella Beauty here on YouTube, she had asked if you wanted to collab on this video idea, and I thought it was so much fun. We both saw Stephanie here from It's Just Steph do this video a few weeks ago, and I thought it was fun. So she had asked me if I wanted to join her in doing my 20 favorites from 20 of her brands, and I said, of course. If you do not know who Miss Kelly is here on YouTube, she is a fellow content creator, a fellow mom, and she is expecting baby number 2. I love her content. She is very toned down when it comes to her makeup collection. She doesn't have a lot, but what she has, she loves and uses. I love her aesthetic. I love her vibe. She's chill, relaxed, so soothing to listen to and watch. And I do love that she is very, very thoughtful and puts a lot of thought into her purchases, and she doesn't go crazy, which has helped me a lot to control myself and to not be exposed or to see a lot of people buying a lot of stuff, because it has helped me tremendously. So thank you, Miss Kelly, for doing that. Even though you probably don't know, you're helping me out in the long run. If you've never seen her channel, I will link it down in the description box. You guys should definitely check her out. You're gonna love her vibe. You're gonna hear her daughter in the background sometimes, which I love because she is a teacher. So she does have certain days where she is home with her daughter and you might hear her in the background, which is adorable. And I love to hear her voice just because it reminds me of when my kids were that tiny. My kids are growing back too fast. So anyway, we are here to share with you guys 20 favorites of 20 brands. I have them all laid out here, you guys. And just a fair warning, I am not sharing with you guys any eyeshadow palettes because you know it. I'm going to be doing this video with all eyeshadow palettes very soon, so stay tuned for that. So if you're interested in seeing my 20 favorites, stay tuned. But first, if you're new, welcome. Alejandra, I go by Alex. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a Dash Pride Japan. That is something that interests you. Stay, subscribe, and join us. And now let's get on with the 20 favorites. You guys, my ring light is acting a little bit funny. Every time the seasons change, whether it's from fall to winter or winter to spring, my ring light tends to have a little conniption. It just sits there and like, bright, nope, bright, nope, bright. So if you see it going on and off, it's for that reason. Right now, it's very bright, and then it'll dim down on its own again. I don't know. The sucker is about 10 years old, so don't judge it. She's getting there. She's still working fine, so I'm not complaining. So anyway, we're here with our 20 favorites. I am very excited. This was a little bit tough for me. If you know me or have been a longtime subscriber, you are well aware that I am an eyeshadow enthusiast. All that I love and do and purchase and review is eyeshadow products. So for me to kind of like branch off and do something like this, I really got to think about it hard. But in some things, it's a little bit easier because I am very loyal to my brands of things, just because I don't try the latest and greatest when it comes to anything else but eyeshadow products. So yeah, you guys might be surprised at some of the things that I have been loving, and some things you probably are tired of hearing me talk about, but it is a favorite. It is something that I love. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, these are in no particular order, and some of these brands, I have a ton of things that I love. So I might show you something, but it might be like a whole category that I love from this brand. So just bear with me. All right. Bear with me. First off is Smashbox. Smashbox is it's a brand that I feel that it's an old school brand, but it has a lot of great complexion products. And one of the products that I've been loving lately is their foundation. This foundation specifically. This is this Studio Skin Hydra foundation. Look, this is beautiful. I'm wearing it today. I've been wearing it for the last few months. Two of my close friends here on YouTube have told me to purchase this. Now for years, they have gone through endless bottles of this, and I was just like, give me a minute. Let me get there when I get there. I finally did, and I understand it because it's a very natural finish. You could build it up if you want to, but it's beautiful on the skin. Like if you look up close to my skin, you can still see my sunspots, I guess you want to call it, my mom freckles that I gotten after all giving birth to so many kids. But I love it because when you look up close to my skin, it still looks like skin, even though it does neutralize and help me out where I need it to help out. And it lasts all day. It doesn't wear off. I love it. This is something that I will continue to purchase in my collection because I do love it. So I would say their foundation, they're specifically their Hydra Skin, I think it's called. Their Hydra Foundation. I love it. For Nabla. Woo! You guys, I love this formula in general, but I'm just going to show you one thing from them. But this specific formula, this specific packaging, I love everything from Nabla. That's their skin, kind of like skin effect kind of stuff. This is just their bronzer, but I love their blushes and I love their highlighters when it comes to this gelée formula. Love it. Love it. Introduced to this last year. I love this from Nabla. I have been raving about them since I purchased them. They were the ones that made me purchase some things of these categories last year, which I don't typically do. Love them from Nabla. They did an awesome job with this formula. Laura Mercier, there is a ton that I love of Laura Mercier. I feel like the old school brands are the brands that I love complexion products of overall. Smashbox, Makeup Forever, Laura Mercier, like those are the brands that I love, and there's many more that I love for when it comes to complexion products. I feel like they just understand maturing skin and ever-changing skin than other newer brands. So for me, Laura Mercier had to go to this translucent setting powder. This is my favorite powder ever. I just love it for the under eyes, all over the face. It just suits me. It goes so well with my oily skin, and even in the wintertime when I have drier, more normal skin, it still works amazing. I could have the crappiest foundation and the crappiest concealer, and this just makes it last and look beautiful on the skin. I will always have this powder. This is the one powder I want to just have in my collection and don't care about trying anything new. It's just been tested time and time again. Yes, this is it for me. Up next is MAC. Here's another brand. This is another brand where I feel like they just do complexion products so well for the maturing and ever-changing skin. Another brand. I'm telling you guys, the older brands are the ones that I trust when it comes to my complexion as I've gotten older and gotten a little bit more issues with my face, you know how we do with that, but they've just helped me out and I love them. I didn't like them so much in my 20s. Now that I'm getting closer to my 40s, I'm loving them. So for MAC, it was so hard because I love a ton of their complexion products, but one has stood out for me, and that's their Glow Play blushes. My goodness, for somebody who has oily skin, and blush is the first thing that goes off of my face, let alone when it comes to cream blush that I'm not topping with a powder, this just is amazing. This is the only one I own, and I want so many other colors, but I told myself I have to use what I have before I do. And this is just tried and true, you guys. Tried and true. Oh my goodness, you guys. So many of you have purchased it as well and have said, yep, the hype is real on these blushes. It is so good. If I were to tell you guys one thing from MAC that is not an old school one, that's something newer, they just do it so well. I want more. I would say the MAC Glow Play blushes, yes, you guys, they're worth the 30 bucks. All right, let's jump down to drugstore, shall we? If I were to think of one lipstick brand that I would have for the rest of my life, it would be this. For Maybelline, I choose their lip products. Any of their lipsticks. I don't care if it's a matte formula, a sheer, a regular, like I just love Maybelline's lipsticks. My very first lipstick that I ever used up was a Maybelline lipstick. I am on my second lipstick from Maybelline that I'm almost done with. I just love them. The formula is so good. The saturation, the pigmentation, and for the cost, you guys, these are $5. You can even find them for cheaper than that. And the amount of product you're getting, the color that you're getting, the saturation, I mean, everything about them I love. I catch myself reaching over my Maybelline lipstick over any other lipsticks that I own that are even higher end, even MAC. I just love Maybelline lipsticks. So for Maybelline, I 100% say they're lipsticks. Lancome, you guys, these are no longer in production. They no longer sell these, and it's a shame because I've raved about them since day one, and I've constantly keep telling you guys about them. I just love them. They were the MAC Juicy Matte Shakers. These are a liquid lipstick, but they're more of a gel formula. You do not feel them on your lips. Your lips do not feel dry. They do not feel like you are getting crepey lips throughout the day, and they last so long. I love these. I own every single color. Yes, I went nuts and purchased every color because I love these liquid lipsticks. They're not your traditional liquid lipsticks, and it sucks because I don't want to keep raving about them because you can't get them anymore. But if I were to say one thing from Lancome, it's these. These, you guys, I've raved about them for so many years. I love them. Tarte, my goodness, I love Tarte's products. They're one of the ones that last a lot longer on oily skin, at least for me they do. And if I were to choose one product, is this. These are their chrome paints, and these are starting to become discontinued and harder to find, which sucks. I own every shade. Yes, I do. I own every shade. This is what this one looks like. This is just Park Avenue Princess. These, you do not need a lot. They are a pressed pigment, a pressed, like a pressed pigment. They're just so good. So good. I love them. For a pack on the lid, for a one shadow and done, for something dramatic, for something subtle, for something to give your look a little bit of oomph. These are awesome. Love these by Tarte. The next brand that I have is a brand that I really don't hear many people talk about. I have sung their praises. My friend Lisa here is the one that introduced me to them, and she also has sung their praises. I have other things from them, but if I were to choose one thing from this brand, it's this. From Bodyography, it is their glitter pigments. You guys, I own every shade under the sun that they own. These were the first, I would say, L'Oreal came out with their version of this years ago, and I feel like Bodyography perfected it, and I feel like Hourglass copied it. Does that make any sense? These have more of a sparkle, more of a glisten to the eyes than the Hourglass do. Hourglass, I feel, is more of like the sophisticated version of these. These are more of the fun, youthful kind. They are not sparkly and metallic and shiny where you feel like you're out of your element. These are like that adult glitter, that nice sheen that you see on your eye. These are amazing. I love them. I have a whole video swatching my whole entire collection. I own every single shade they have ever come out with, including their limited edition ones. I just love them. I feel like any shade that I have tried, it's been amazing, and these are gonna last me a lifetime. I love these. So from Bodyography, they're glitter pigments. Makeup Forever, they just recently came out with a new foundation that has actually caught my attention. And for me to say that, you know it's a big deal because I'm not somebody who buys a lot of complexion products or care when the latest and greatest comes out. But Makeup Forever does know how to do it well, and I am very interested in their new foundation. I have heard nothing but great things about them. I am hoping that I finish off a little bit more before I get it, but I do want to get it. But if I were to choose one thing right now from Makeup Forever that I can say, yes, this is the one favorite thing from this brand, it's their eyeliners, you guys. I have very finicky eyes. Mine are always like trying to drench themselves. Nothing ever sits in my waterline really, or my tight line. When it comes to eyeliners, the only other brand that ever did that for me that stayed put was Marc Jacobs, but I can't talk about them anymore because they no longer exist. So Makeup Forever still stands the test of time. I've gone through so many of these eyeliners. These are just their Aqua XL liners. You guys, if you do not want to use a shadow stick, because that's what I typically do, is a shadow stick because they stay on my eye, my waterline and my tight line so much longer. But if you want a pencil eyeliner, traditional kind, go with Makeup Forever. You will not be disappointed. They don't transfer down. They don't mess up. I am not somebody who wears contacts or wears glasses, but I have heard that these work well with that. So if you do wear contacts, this might be your best friend, you guys. Makeup Forever eyeliners. I will always, if I could just pick one eyeliner brand to have, it would be Makeup Forever. Becca. Why? I would have loved to see other brands go and not Becca, you guys. I just loved Becca. They were one of those brands where their complexion products, again, were very, very thought out. And, thought about not just for the youth, but also for those that had mature skin. And if I were to choose one, I'm still talking about them because they're still very selective and are part of the Smashbox family. So that's why I'm still talking about them. And I would say that they're highlighters. Their highlighters would be my favorite. This is Opal, and I believe Opal and Champagne Pop might still be around. I know Champagne Pop is. I think Opal might be. I'm not sure. But guys, these were just so beautiful. I own almost about like 10 different highlighter colors from them. I'm not ever getting rid of them. I love them. I adored them. I hate the fact that I never jumped on their bronzer because I thought it was beautiful. I thought the colors were nice, but I never ever purchased one, and then they're no longer in existence. But I would say they're highlighters. I love their highlighters. All right, you guys, I don't purchase a lot from this brand, but the things that I do own are these, and I would say from Dior. If I were to choose one thing from Dior, it would be their highlighters, you guys. Their highlighters. Oh my gosh. They are sophistication. Oh, look, they come in a little bag. Like, come on now. You know you bougie if you got a little bag for your little compact over here. Beautiful. I own 3 shades of them. I even own face palettes that are just highlighters. I think I own 2 of them. Yes, you guys. Yes, highlighters from Dior are just absolutely stunning. I feel like they are worth the money. You're getting a lot of product and they look beautiful without enhancing anything on the skin. Gorgeous. Dior, I would say they're highlighters. From Benefit. Benefit, I do like their brows, and I'm sure a lot of people will say their brows, but for me, I would say they're box blushes. I own a few box blushes, and I do love the formula of their box blushes. This is just Rockateur. This is the one I've used the most, and I've loved the most. I don't know, there's something about these box blushes that are just, they're not super pigmented, but they're not super light. So they're like right there. They last all day on me. I feel like the packaging is bulky, but it is unique. When I open up my drawers of blushes, these do stick out all the time because they are unique. So I will give them that. So I feel like that's why I would pick Benefit blushes. And their face palettes, when they have blushes in them, are still the same good quality. So when I think of Benefit, I think of 2 things, their brows and their blushes. But I'm going to go with blushes just because I don't own any other brows and I never repurchased any of them. I really don't need them to help me with my brows. I'm good. I'm good. All right, we're more than halfway done. You still there? You still there? Give me a thumbs up if you're still there. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to go as fast as possible without boring you guys. Let's keep going. Laura Geller. Can we please give Laura Geller a minute because she has the best, one of the best blush formulas ever. These baked blushes that she has come out with. I'm embarrassed to say I own about 15 of them. I just love them. Love them. Her bronzers, just her baked formula overall. She does it well. She does it amazing. I feel like she is the godmother of baked products. These blushes are awesome. Awesome. I love them. I love the tone. I love how they apply on my face. They don't accentuate anything. I can build up the color and they are lasting me forever. Forever. This one is just Catalina, one of my cooler tone ones. You can clearly see that I have usage on this and this is going to last me forever. And I don't care. I love them. Up next, we have Chanel. Now, I don't own a lot from Chanel, you guys, but the one thing that grabbed me from Chanel and I love, and I would say it is worth the money, is their blushes. Again, they come in these little bougie packaging. Look at this. Yes, their blushes I feel like are really good. This one is one of my favorites. Alizane is one of my favorites. You can clearly see that I have used a ton of this one. And yeah, if you compare it to my other blushes, she's my favorite. Every time I go out or I feel like I'm going out with like my friends or I'm going out to some fancy dinner for an anniversary or for a birthday, this is the blush I always go for. It just suits my skin tone. It just looks beautiful and it lasts all day long. Chanel blushes, if you want a few, I say yes. I own about 3 and that's more than plenty for me and I feel like it's worth the money. I love them. They make me feel happy and excited and they are a great formula. I love these. Okay, let's do some more lip products, shall we? For Kat Von D, you guys, are KVD Beauty, KVD Vegan. I don't know what they're called right now. They kind of remind me of like Prince when he kept switching his name. That's what this brand is doing to me. But if I were to choose one thing, it's their liquid lipsticks. This is what I'm wearing on my lips today. This is Ophelia. This is just one of the 20 some shades that I own, you guys. I've owned some for many, many years and they're still going strong. One of my favorite liquid lipsticks formula, and I'm not a liquid lipstick person, but for the last 2 years, we all know we've had to be wearing masks. And guess who came to help me out and up in the forefront? Kat Von D was one of them, and I just love their liquid lipsticks. I have not purchased any of the new ones that they have come out with. If they have come out with new ones, I'm not sure. You guys know I'm not buying any lip products, but I would buy new ones of these if they did come out with new shades because I just think that they are beautiful. I love the shade range. I love the fact that she always took it to another level as far as colors, because you guys know I love color and I don't mind doing it on my lips or my eyes, and these were gorgeous. And you can multitask these as eyeliners, as brow colors, as lip, as cheek. You guys know you can do whatever you want with these and they're amazing. This brand I had to throw in here because it is my favorite thing. I use it all the time, especially when I am wearing false lashes. So I had to add it in here in this list because it is a favorite. For me, it's the Kiss Lash Glue. Now, this is the older packaging. They have the squeezy tube now. I do have that one as well. But for a while now, when I first started wearing false lashes, I would wear the Duo Glue. One, I did not like the smell of it. Absolutely not. I still don't like the smell of it. But two, I would always notice that every time I'd wear it, my eyes would water. So I had a feeling I was allergic to it in one way or another, something in there, and I did not appreciate that. I am somebody who does not mess with my eyes a lot. As far as like, if something irritates it, goodbye, because I don't mess with my eyes. I don't wear any fun contacts. I don't wear glasses. I don't need them right now. Probably in another 2 years when old age starts to kick in, I'm gonna need them. But for now, I'm very cautious and I'm very picky. I'm like very clean when it comes to anything I put on my eyes, and I did not like that glue. Here comes Kiss to save the day. I found this that has no formaldehyde in it. It has no latex in it, which is another thing that I found. Like, for instance, my mother-in-law is allergic to latex. I can never have her wear this or use lashes when she wanted to because there was no formula until this came along. I love this. Love this. It does not irritate my eyes. Every time I wear lashes, this is the brand that I'm using for the lash glue. It works perfectly fine. They have it in black, they have it in clear, and they have it in white. So you can pick either one, whatever you want, and they last a lifetime. So I had to shout this out because it is a favorite in this brand. All right, guys, we got 4 more to go. Next up is Sydney Grace. I love a ton of things of Sydney Grace, but the one thing that sticks out that is my favorite from this brand is their cream shadows. 1, they're inexpensive. 2, you look how much you're getting. Like, this is filled to the top, and I have used this one quite a bit. And the color ranges are just phenomenal. You can pick whatever color you want. They have it under their different undertones, different sparkle. The newest ones they came out with the sparkle on them are by far my favorite so far. They have the duochromes, one that I actually named myself. So I'm very excited. I'm very proud of that one. They picked the name that I chose. You guys, these are awesome. I have sung their praises. I have told you guys about them. I have a video swatching all the ones that I have in my collection. They're amazing. You need the smallest bit to do a lot. So these are going to last you a lifetime. And for the amount that you're paying for these, I feel like I am stealing because I should pay more for these, even though I don't want to. But these are awesome, you guys. These are under $10. It's ridiculous. It's awesome how much they have in here, and they will last you forever. All right, from Too Faced, it was a little bit harder, but when I think of Too Faced, I think of this, and that is their bronzers. This is just their Sweet Tea bronzer. I love this bronzer. It's one of my favorites. The Chocolate Soleil is another one that's like a cult favorite. It is one that will always be in my collection because it just goes with me all year round, and it lasts a lifetime. Fun fact, one of my very first 5 products I ever panned or put in a project pan on this channel was the mini Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It was a mini. It was like the one that came in this size in black. You guys, it took me a full year to hit pan on that. A full year to hit pan on it. That's not to finish it, just to hit pan on it. I couldn't believe how long it took me to pan that bronzer. These are gonna last me forever, and when I think of Too Faced, I do think of their bronzers, so it's my favorite. It's my favorite, and I will always have a Too Faced bronzer in my collection. Natasha Denona. Woo, lordy, we all know how much I love her. I love her eyeshadow palettes. Oh my goodness, they're so good. And I am one to say, yes, I was against her in the beginning, but now I am all about her. But if I were to choose one of my favorite things that isn't eyeshadows from her, it is her face palettes. Her face palettes are just so well thought out, and it caters to so many skin tones, undertones, complexions, issues that we may have with our skin, formulas, whether you want a powder, you want a cream, or you want something that's a sheer topper. I mean, she does it all. She does it all. This is just one that I'm currently using. I've been using since January of this year. This is no longer in existence, but it did have 3 cream on top and then 3 powders at the bottom. And you guys, these are gonna last me forever. These are just beautiful, beautiful. The formula caters to oily, dry, normal skin. I mean, to everything. Like, you can find it. She just doesn't come out with one palette. She comes out with 1 or 2 palettes to cater to different skin tones. So you can always find something for you. So I can appreciate that. Even though these are a bit expensive, but they're worth every penny because they're going to last you. You're not going to blow through these like crazy. And it's just a beautiful formula. Last but not least, I am calling Lorac. Lorac is another brand that I feel like is an old school brand. Not many people talk about them. They just reformulated their eyeshadows, and woo, my goodness, I may or may not have gotten a few new ones for Christmas, and I am loving them. But I'm gonna choose their blushes. Their blushes are just this silky, soft type of formula. They blend on your face amazingly, and these are gonna last you forever because they're pigmented enough for you to not have to do a lot of building, but they're not overly pigmented where you don't have any control over them. These are a very, very beautiful blush formula. I love them. Lorac, I think of these. If I were to choose something else, but I don't own any more, is their lip glosses. Their lip glosses are also awesome, but I don't own any of my collection at this moment, or I would have put that in here. But I'm going to go with their blushes because that's another thing that I love, and it's definitely one of my favorites. If you were to look at my collection, you're going to either see eyeshadows from Lorac or blushes from Lorac. That's all that I mainly have from them. So of course I'm going to put in blushes. All right, you guys. This is going to be a long video, so I'm going to have to narrow and edit this down, but I'm so excited that I was able to do this with my friend Kelly. Do not forget to check her out down in the description box. I will list all of these down in the description box so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll put my videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.